When I lived in Washington, D.C., I had a gun to my head 4 times. In New York, been mugged. I never had a problem here. Sometimes in the States, you feel like that. If you don't have the right political view, you might not get treated correctly in the hospital these days. So you got to figure out who's on what side. And we arrived here. They were building new roads, schools, hospitals, universities, new airports. The U.S. dollar is the currency.
Meet Court, an American entrepreneur living in Quito. In this video, he shares valuable insights on life in Ecuador, including his personal stories about safety, healthcare, visas, and the true cost of living. Stick around until the end to hear how Court truly feels about being an expat in Quito and why he's chosen to call it home. So let's go ahead and get to know him. What is your name?
My name is Court Rand.
Court, and where are you from?
I'm from Boston.
Boston, okay, and where are we now?
We're in Quito, in the middle of the world.
Quito, middle of the world, that's right. It's pretty much zero latitude right here, isn't it?
Very much so.
And where exactly in Quito are we?
We are in the best part of Quito, which is the Carolina district. This is where all the embassies are, the super high scale mall, and very, very nice neighborhood. It's really one of the best parts of Quito here.
It's very surprising to me. Before I came to Carolina, I'm like, Quito, some of the places they look okay, like the downtown look nice and colonial. Yeah. Then I came here, I'm like, wow, the CBD is so nice.
Beautiful.
So you have not only a place to live here, but you also have something else here, right?
Yeah, we have our business here, and we've been operating this business for 15 years.
Let's start off with your story about how you got here to Ecuador, because you're from, you said, Massachusetts?
Yeah, but I was living in New York City at the time, and I came down here just like you. I came down on a motorcycle. I came down after been working in the software industry in New York City, working very hard. I had a big commission. I looked at my check and I said, you know what? I don't think I have to work for a year. I think I could take a year off and do my dream, which is to ride a motorcycle down to Argentina. And so that's what I did. With my partner, we bought motorcycles and we headed off, and that's what we did. We kind of went through each country, learning Spanish as we went. You know, when we got to Mexico, I had no idea what people were saying. And eventually, by the time we got to Argentina, kind of fluent. So yeah, over a year of time of learning Spanish and just getting used to the different cultures down here. So that's how we started. We really were looking for a place to start this business, which is to give the same sort of opportunity that you and I know, which is to be traveling within a country, to get immersed into a country, and to really be welcomed in a country as a motorcyclist, and to have that experience, to be able to offer that to people. And we thought that people would really enjoy what we learned to do. So that's what we set out to do.
You went through all of these countries in Latin America, and you decided to build the business and to live here. Why Ecuador?
Yeah, we went through all the different countries. Every country we went through, you kind of always get a feel for how the government is as you go through customs. Like, are they spraying your tires with some ridiculous fungicide because you're going over a border? You know,
that was just Nicaragua, did that, right?
Right. It's just some countries are just, the government's a bit ridiculous. Chile, they took all of we had to have a zoological exportation certificate for the dog we had with us on the trip. It's just lots of crazy stuff. So you can kind of get a feel of how is the bureaucracy. Am I able to start a business? In Ecuador, we arrived here. They were building new roads. The U.S. dollar is the currency. I saw a country that's building schools, hospitals, universities, new airports. It was just in an amazing development. After going through countries where the roads were destroyed and so forth, it came into Ecuador and we're like, wow, this is really a fantastic country. This is really, really nice. And, but wasn't sure until we rode all the way down to Argentina to check everything out.
What year was that when you came here?
2008, 2009.
2000, that's when things really started developing quickly?
Yeah, here in Ecuador. Yeah, in Ecuador, the president took over in 2007. He did a great job of taking this is an OPEC country, so we have oil revenue, taking that oil revenue and actually using it for the people to invest in the infrastructure of the country. It was really, really some great advances during that time. So
that was in a point in which the oil prices were pretty high, right? So they're using the profits from that.
Exactly. The oil prices were high, and they're really taking good investing in the country, and And everybody in the country, very optimistic, very happy, very optimistic about the future. It was a really wonderful atmosphere. It's still here. It's still, you'll still feel that atmosphere here in Ecuador. You still feel a very peaceful atmosphere and a very optimistic worldview of people here. So,
if you're enjoying this interview and you're interested in seeing more content like this, you can check out my playlist called the Expat Interview Playlist, where I have been interviewing people from Guatemala all the way down through Central America and now here in South America. There's been some bad press about Ecuador. Do you think it's kind of overblown, a lot of these
overblown.
stories?
I've had customers here. I've had probably 15,000 customers walk through our doors over the years at least. I've never had a single customer have any sort of security issue. Nobody's been mugged. Nobody's been. I'm going to knock on wood, but it's really. I have so many good stories about like people. Oh, they left my wallet with $3,000 in a taxi. The guy brought it to my hotel and brought it back to me. The press loves bad stories. They just, and they love to get everybody arguing with each other. But I've never personally had any problems. When I lived in Washington, D.C., I had a gun to my head 4 times. I lived in New York, been mugged. I never had a problem here. It's people involved in drug trafficking and that type of stuff. But if you're not involved in that, you go out, I take people out into the Andes, into these villages, these beautiful people. It's the furthest thing you would ever think of. It's like, I'm going to be afraid of these people? No, they're like the nicest people in the world. So
as long as you don't do anything stupid, looking for drugs at midnight in the wrong place. I mean, if you're a regular person doing regular things, nothing will ever happen. Do you think budgeting and cost of living, do you think that makes a big impact on your quality of life here?
Yeah, I mean, just the food. I like to go to the market and I get fresh food. Fresh vegetables. I'm not buying stuff in plastic and styrofoam and stuff. I'm buying fresh food basically coming from the farmer to the market here, and it's great. It's really, I eat well. It's about probably a quarter of the cost for food. Healthcare is fantastic, really, really good. Hospital to go to, fantastic care. I said the hospital, but it's really like a shopping mall for medical services. You go in, it's like, oh, this thing for you can get cosmetic surgery, you can get your eyes checked, you can do dentistry, you can do all these little shops. It's like a shopping mall for healthcare, and it's all competitive. It's really a fantastic thing.
And the prices are competitive, you said.
Very competitive. It's great service. I got U.S. trained or Spanish trained doctors. Fantastic. Yeah. In France, you would have to wait, I think, 2 months for an appointment for a specialist. But we got an appointment the next day, going to see, endocrinologist. Fantastic. Do all the tests right away. You can pay it out of pocket. There's never anything that you would pay where you're like, oh my God, I need the insurance company to pay this because the test was, $5,000. It's, a couple $100 for, huge battery of tests.
I haven't gone to the hospital here or to doctors here, but I've been in many countries around the world, notably in Vietnam. Literally something that would be thousands and thousands. With no insurance in Vietnam, it was like 40 or 50.
When I first moved here, it was very easy. You had to just start a business, establish a company, and then the company just had to write a letter to the government saying they needed to hire you, and then you had a business visa. So that's what I did at first, and then we got the investor visa, which you have to, at the time we had to invest $30,000 into a business or whatever. You can just put it into a bank account, and they'll give you the residency for that. So now I think it's $50,000 or $60,000 to that in Ecuador, but it's very good. It's very easy to immigrate. You got to do some background checks and so forth, but all of us, it's a good place to be.
I've met expats, explored prices, walked the streets, and looked into safety. If you're serious about Ecuador, check out my full playlist for real boots-on-the-ground info. A lot of my audience is retirees, and they're looking at, okay, well, I have a pension or I have so much money coming in from the government. And he said it's showing that you have more than $1,000 in the retirement income per month.
Yep.
And that's it.
That's it.
And that's like so much easier than so many other countries.
It's the government is reflecting the will of the people, and the will of the people is they want people here. they're very welcoming people. You never get a sense that, oh, you're gringo. At least I haven't ever really got that sense. I always feel welcome here. I always feel part of the community and so forth. I never feel like there's any tension between the expat and the local community, at least not what I've seen.
Argentina, I actually stopped saying I was American after the third time I went there.
Yeah.
I had so much drama. And I'm like, I'm Canadian. Because, I'm from Minnesota, so right, basically Canadian.
Like, Nicaragua, I never, saying you're American, I felt some tension there from that. And so I really like Ecuador. I feel more secure here.
This is a good place to also escape those extremist viewpoints and political viewpoints, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
For those interested in motorcycle travel, I'll be releasing a follow-up video on my second channel, Moto Nomad Eric, with more details on what it's like to ride across Ecuador, plus an inside look into Court's business and the services he offers riders. Stay tuned. Hasta la próxima. We got the cutest little chiquito here at Court's place. At Freedom Bike Rental. Yaku.